SportsCar podcast.
Welcome, everybody, to the Indy SportsCar podcast. What's up, Missy?
Hello, hello.
What's going on, Jared?
Going?
And I'd like to introduce back to the show again, Mr. Michael Joachim, host of Pit Lane Parley, and also hosting a new esports podcast as well. Mike, welcome.
The esports died quicker than the grass outside of my house because I didn't want to talk about Call of Duty and all those games I don't know anything about.
Well, I mean, you could have Connor Daly on the show, and then he knows all about that stuff.
Yeah, Connor's much. Those games make me tired really quickly, and I don't understand. And people get angry at me when I try to talk about it. So I was like, maybe I should put this off to the side until I know what I'm talking about. But thank you for having me on. I will be here for about 45 minutes before I have some work to get to.
Yeah, I mean, if everything goes right, we'll be here for 45 minutes as well. I mean, we've been trying to keep the show at a solid hour, like 45 minutes to an hour. You know what I mean? Trying not to go any longer than that, because normally if we do, it's just me rambling. And I'm sure you know all about that, Mike.
I feel Missy's pain every time I remember back to the rambling car rides.
Yeah.
We had fun, Mike. Come on, we had fun. You got to admit it.
I venture that the car ride back from Alabama a couple of years ago was not fun.
No, it was about the scariest moment of my life. I was like, Mike, wake up. You got to drive, dude. I almost just killed us about 4 times.
I had to drive a car I had never driven before at 3:00 in the morning.
Just woken up too, because no coffee, no, stretching, no, no pee break afterwards or anything. Just right out of slumber and into a car you never drove before, so I don't kill us.
Yep.
But yeah, you were a lifesaver that night, man, because I was not doing good.
Oh, I know.
We should give a quick shout out to Josh Farmer here in the watching live. Hey, Josh.
Josh.
Hi, Josh.
Yeah, Josh was on with us last week when we were having some audio trouble. I feel bad for that. So, Josh, next week, man, if you're available, more than
it always
happy
seems
to
to be
come
audio trouble with me. I think you guys are trying to block me out or something.
I didn't say anything. I did not throw Misty under the bus with the audio trouble. But if you want to go ahead and go ahead, Missy. In the end,
it's just a breakdown of communication. It happens.
What we have here is failure to, adjust settings on Skype. It was close. I was going for something. I failed, but yeah, it's about my speed. Mike, how is Pit Lane Parley going though, man?
We are keeping busy. We're humming along with all sorts of episodes. I think we're doing 2 or 3 a week right now. So I'm staying super busy, even though we're all quarantined at home. So,
2 or 3 a week.
Yeah, we're doing a lot of stuff. We're keeping busy. It's, I'm lucky enough to have a job where it's pretty flexible in terms of what hours I'm working. So I can kind of switch gears here and there. But yeah, no, things are really humming along right now.
It's awesome to hear, brother. Awesome to hear. And do you still have the same co-hosts as
No, nothing's changed there.
So Hickey and
Hickey and Jess. Jess is at work right now, and Hickey is walking his new dog, probably.
Dog.
Yeah, like last week or the week before. I don't know. Time kind of blends together right now.
You're telling me.
But it was somewhat recently. Everybody's good. They're busy. Hopefully I'll get to see them sooner rather than later.
But the most important part is everybody and their families healthy.
Yes. I don't know why I had to think about that, but yes.
Good.
Everybody's healthy. My parents are super, super cautious, so they barely leave the house. So I've made some grocery runs, which isn't the most exciting thing to talk about right now. But yeah, I'm happy to make grocery runs for them and keep them busy. And I sit out on the deck about 15 feet away from them and chat every couple of weeks.
Oh my God! Sorry. That's my bad.
Frank really wanted to listen to his own voice again.
Yeah, I love.
He does
Missy
enough of that.
Yeah, that was episode 3 when we had Connor on. And I just retweeted that for some reason.
Thank you guys. I appreciate that.
What is going on? I did not unmute you. It was Connor. He unmuted my mic computer. Anyway.
I guess there's not too much that came out. I'm sad about Toronto, right? Is it official? Toronto's not happening?
It is official. Yes. IMSA made I think IMSA is the only motorsport that has made the official announcement so far. But Toronto, the city themselves, has made it official.
Yeah,
Right.
they listed that type of gathering sports events as about the lowest priority in terms of reopening.
Mm.
Yeah, it's sad. I love going to Toronto every year. It's one of my favorite. Just for the city itself is so much fun. There's so much to do up there when the day at the track is done. So I hope they have it later this year. But if not, I'll definitely be back there next year. It's definitely a place you have to get to at least to visit for a long weekend at some point.
Definitely. I'm still waiting to go there. I still need to renew my passport.
Lazy Frank.
It's been 5 years. I've been saying that same thing. I suck.
You've been saying the same thing since I met you.
I know, that's what I mean. I've been saying it before we met. Oh, God, I suck. Anywho.
Did you guys hear about the Road America announcement? That was probably about 3 hours ago.
3 hours ago, I haven't seen that.
Okay, so can I break news on I don't want to break news on your show. I don't want to step on anybody's toes.
Well, go for it, man.
So the weekend that was supposed to be Toronto is now a double header at Road America. So Road America is not the end of June. It is now, give or take a day or two, the weekend of the 12th in July. Other than that, I know like the Road America SCCA group had like an emergency meeting to move around their schedule to accommodate IndyCar and whatever support series are there. So Racer broke that, let's say, I don't know, 4:30, 4:45 this afternoon or this evening. So I think it's pretty cool to have a doubleheader at Road America. I don't know about you guys, but
I
know
mean,
that might change Jared. I know Jared was talking about Road America like whenever the last time you and I talked during one of those.
It's like was supposed to be Father's Day weekend. My dad has tickets and everything, so now I have to tell him and see if he can reschedule his vacation, and I got to see if I can rebook my Airbnb or some form of where this is just.
So I forgot about. I would have left that out if I had remembered that part first.
No, it's fine. I got no issue with it. I just am slightly disappointed that I haven't received an email from IndyCar itself or the track itself announcing this.
Yeah.
I mean, I when I read Racer, and it's IndyCar news, I take half of it with a grain of salt. Really depends on the source, but this one comes from the reliable source.
Yeah, I just read that.
Yeah,
Robin
this
Miller,
one's
yeah,
this
so.
one's the better source. So this one I actually legitimately believe. So I really need to
Well, that is a shame.
I will say, I think it is nice that a lot of the tracks are stepping up and making some of the races double headers with so many tracks dropping out with everything going on.
Right.
It's just going to be one of those years where I'm sure the schedule that we see in front of us right now on May 19th is probably going to change again. It's just going to be a weird year that things are going to be like anything can happen with the schedule. I think I said that last night when me, Jess, and Matt were recording. It's like you pretty much can't predict what's going to happen, at least with the schedule.
Right.
It's frustrating because like you want to book travel or you want to know what's going on a certain weekend, but we will roll with the punches.
It's been hard. I mean, and plus with everything else that we have going on the side and everything, it's hard to like figure out what we're going to even do and everything, or where we're even going to go. But it just seems like the longer this thing goes on, the more things keep getting pushed back, and the more hope is being lost. I mean, do you think, Mike? Do you think it's possible that we just go totally and utterly without a season this year?
No, I don't think so. Not yet. Again, it's so tough to predict things. The only thing I've correctly predicted so far is that we wouldn't have Toronto because of the border being closed. Other than that, I don't think so. Will it be weird? Yeah, will be a lot of no fan type stuff, probably. But I still think we'll have some semblance of a smaller season this year. I'm not usually not always super positive right now, but I do believe we'll have, right now we're at 15 or 16. It might drop from that a little bit, but I still think we'll get something in this year.
Sure hope so.
Yeah, I was really expecting the Road America race to happen on that weekend, especially when I saw the email from Road America mention that they were partnering again with SeaTac Manufacturing to put in sneeze guards and plexiglass at every single vendor stand, gift shop, foods, everything all around the entire facility. Who gave me hope that they would be ready in time for the original weekend.
I agree. That one kind of came out of left field, but I would imagine it's probably been in the works for probably a few weeks, especially when the U.S. and Canada, or whichever side, extended the border closure date last week, I think it was. So I'm sure it's been in the works. It's just unfortunate it came out, right before dinner time today.
That's a shame, and it really sucks for the Canadian audience too. I mean, has there I've been so out of it with the whole news cycle and everything because there's so much going on. Has Hinch signed with anybody yet?
Not apart from his Indy deal.
Yeah, aside from his Indy deal, he hasn't signed with anybody full time yet. No, right?
No, I think that's all he'll probably be doing this year is those handful of races, from what I understand. But he's got a very good sponsor in terms of they want to be involved for more than just this year. So I think he could grow the sponsorship and relationship with them in the future. It sounds like that's kind of where it's headed. So, for his sake and his family's sake, I hope it does work out that way. It seems like he's got a sponsor that's very excited and willing to work with all these crazy changes that's going on in the world right now.
Yeah, but this whole Toronto thing, I'm sure, does not help his cause many because his main sponsor is Honda, right?
I know they're a personal sponsor. I don't know how big they are in terms of dollar amount. I know Genesis is bringing a substantial amount for the 3 or 4 races, whatever it is. I know one of those was not Toronto, right? I don't think I'm making that up. I don't think he was due to race in Toronto due to all the support series and whatever IMSA event was that weekend, like I think, or whatever other series Andretti is in. I think they had something else going on that was stretching the crew thin.
Oh, okay, I got you. I was kind of saying because it's like the Honda Indians of Toronto.
That's.
But that makes sense. Okay, fair enough. I'm just gonna grab my MacBook so I can get the Hot Mic app up because, of course, it doesn't show up on the Windows computer. Why would it?
It was like Hinch had just Texas and Indy GP in Texas. Huh?
Yes, Texas in both of the Indy races. Wasn't there one? I thought there was one more. Again, everything is starting to blend together into one blob right now, so I don't really remember.
I'm just seeing Josh's thing. He just said Hinch had Texas, Indy GP, and Texas. So you got Texas there twice. I don't know. Do we race in Texas twice? No.
And technically, if you call Coda Texas, but I don't think he was due to race in Coda.
You want to do a Roval?
Yeah, I keep forgetting about Coda.
Every time I move my chair and my little plane falls every time. Well, there you go, little guy. It's good thing he's made of metal. The F-14 Tomcat can take more abuse than that, for sure.
I just feel like each week that passes, it's like the schedule gets dwindled more and more.
Technically, we added a race this week. We subtracted one in Toronto, but we added 2 in Road America. But point taken, yes, it does feel that way.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like we weren't going to go to Road America because like I don't know, it seems like every time we go to Road America, it's like as soon as I get like a little bit above, like into Michigan or Wisconsin, my back just goes. I don't know if it's like the latitude or the longitude that I'm at or what, I don't know. But if it's a double header, I think I will brave the pain and still do it.
Yeah, your wife looks really convinced of that one.
Well, because of other factors, that's why she's doing that.
Moving on. Yeah, I don't know. Did you see that I guess the day after we were on last week that Ferrari did confirm that they're doing the IndyCar project and hope to be in IndyCar by, was it 2022? I think it's that.
Yeah, they get rid of Vettel and then they say they're coming to IndyCar. I don't understand either one, and I don't understand the timing either. It makes no sense to me whatsoever.
Makes perfect sense. They're not paying Vettel anymore. They got lots of money now. I don't know if that's true.
I want Vettel to go to Mercedes so I can finally, gauge.
I would like to see that.
Yeah, I want to see Hamilton and Vettel race against each other in a identical car, because F1 is more the car, not the driver. Let's admit it. And so we'll go back to 2 winners, every race for a year, but watching it be Hamilton or Vettel will still be entertaining. I think I'll watch.
I think it'll be cool to, if he's faster than me, he can pass me. The radio would be great.
The radio would be good.
What did he say?
So I think, and Jared, hopefully I didn't cut you off there, that Ferrari is just stomping their feet like they do every time they don't get their way, and they won't actually come to IndyCar. I know that's not like a hot take or a bold prediction, but Ferrari likes to whine and stomp their feet like a baby when they don't get their way, like they did 20 years ago when they built that IndyCar chassis in the 90s or whenever that was.
And funny you bring that up. It's funny that F1 teams are now using IndyCar as a bargaining chip to get their way now. I love it.
Yeah.
I love that. It's great. It's like, oh, what? Oh, now you, okay. I see what you're doing. That's fine. You know, Rossi comes over and wins it. Alonso comes over and almost wins it. You know, does great things for the sport. And meanwhile, your sport's floundering and, markets everywhere. And, I mean, I can't believe they lost the Spanish Grand Prix. I can't believe that happened. I can't believe, the FIA let that happen and F1 let that happen. I just can't get over that one.
Yeah, it's disappointing, but the new F1 video game looks fun.
Nice.
That's literally all I have to contribute there.
PS4?
Yes.
No, right on. Has anybody iRaced with the new IR18 with the yeah. Have you ever done it yet? And they're racing Indy this week, so if you want to get a really good idea on what the aero screen will look like from sitting behind the wheel on Indy, wow, is that different? It's so weird looking.
Yeah, it's it'll definitely be interesting for sure. I've done testing with it. I haven't done any actual races or anything, but it is good.
No iRacing for me.
Still no?
No, I just thought about it and I thought, well, at some point this year I'm going to be on the road and I don't want to invest a lot of time and money into something that at some point I'm not going to be able to utilize because I spend a lot of time on the road. So I just kind of decided against it, and I'll stick with my PlayStation for now because it's in my room already, or it's in my office here already. So, I mean, don't get me wrong, iRacing looks really cool, and I do enjoy kind of following along with people who are racing, but I am happy to just follow along. It's much less stress that way, I can tell.
That's like I mean, like I did one race so far and I finished third this afternoon. That's about the only race I've done so far. I started in the back and I waited for everybody to wreck them out in front of me. Pretty much is my strategy. It worked out great.
Yeah,
I would say half the race was under yellow.
Yeah, about the only thing that holds iRacing back from being portable is that you need to bring your steering wheel with you, even if it's installed on a laptop. Like it's on my laptop here. I could, in theory, iRace anywhere I go, but I can't bring my big ass steering wheel with me everywhere I go. So unless I were to play with a controller, which I know some people that do, then you're really limited with that. Which I have brought my PlayStation 4 with me on the road, and it's fun for playing Call of Duty or whatever when you're done at the track at night, because it's not like there's anything else people in the media do when they're done at the track besides sleep and drink. No.
You got a problem with that?
I haven't complained about any part of being in the media.
Oh, I know. I just had to give you a hard time because it was just the perfect setup.
You know, like everybody asks, and I don't know if Mike, if you get this a lot, but everybody asks, like, so you do the podcast, like what do you get out of it? Do you get paid, or do you like what do you get out of it? And my answer to them is like, well, we kind of get paid because I guess everything has a monetary value to it, and being media is, you're going to a race, which you're not buying tickets to, right? You're getting VIP parking, like, I mean, nothing's better than, leaving well, I wish Pocono was still around, but, just taking Pocono as an example, because it was like the best example in the world, because we live 2 hours away from it, and the race would be over, we would leave, and we'd be home in 2 hours. Meanwhile, people are still trying to get out of the, trying to get onto the turnpike on it, you know what I mean? So it's got its perks. So, like, and that's why we do it. Plus, it's a lot of fun, and we get to do things that we only ever dreamed about doing, and didn't even ever dream about doing because there was no dream to have. So that right there, is more than enough than I could have ever asked for. To get out of this, and we never started this to really get anything out of it. But like, do you get the same? What is that?
Not me.
Oh, that was you. Okay.
I'm sorry.
Sorry. So, like, Mike, do you get the same thing? Like, people asking you, like, what do you get out of it, and all this, and that, like, do you get the same questions?
Honestly, not really.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I know I understand the question, but no, well, if I have been asked that, I ignored it, and it went out of my mind. But it is not coming to mind right now, honestly.
Fair enough. But okay, so aside from that, do you agree though? Like I would say, like, one of the greatest things that we do get out of doing this is the perks that we do get by going to the track, and all the life experiences that we do get, even though it's not, cash money bling bling in our pocket from doing this, but I mean, you can't put a price on a life experience.
Yeah, I mean, I've learned more about being a professional in the last couple of years than I ever have, so it's been really cool to learn alongside of everybody else in the media center and everybody else I talk to. So I mean, that's what I get out of it, is learning and continuing to grow week after week or season after season. I'm pretty sure, like, my interview or press conference question skills from year one to now are probably just a little bit better, not a lot better, but so yeah, no, I enjoy every weekend putting in the work or whatever. It's always fun, and it's an honor to be able to do it and to be there.
Couldn't have said it better myself. It's an honor to be there. It really is. And hurrah and kudos to IndyCar and Road to Indy and all those great people there to acknowledge the fact that podcasts are the new form of audio media, and we bring a lot to the table, and we really do push the sport, I think we do a lot for the sport, and they recognize that, and it's really cool that they give back,
I agree. Everybody who works at IndyCar is top notch.
Yeah,
definitely.
There's just very few people I've met over the years. I can count it on like two fingers the number of people I've met in the last 5-6 years that I would classify as not nice people, and not people that you can walk up to and talk to, and they'll chat with you, and they'll it's
and one of those people is Frank, right?
Yeah. Okay. So
yeah.
we'll make it 3, but yeah, Frank's really depends on which day and time of day.
Yeah. It depends what time of day you catch me, and if my shoes
Definitely
are off.
not the morning.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Mike got that.
Anybody see Connor Daly's Indy 500 car?
Yeah, the orange.
Yes.
Yeah, it is the tribute to Chuck Yeager's Bell X. I forget the number.
X1.
X1. He broke the sound barrier in back in the early '60s.
Yeah, his
very cool,
sweet looking car in orange.
Anything orange, obviously, is right up my alley. So I always support orange cars, or orange helmets, or orange tires.
What's weird is was the Bell X1 orange?
Apparently, yes.
I thought it was black.
I think that's because we sell black and white photos.
You're exactly right.
Mind blowing, I know.
I never thought of it that way. And here's the crazy thing. You know, Chuck Yeager is still alive.
He is like 98, but he's still kicking.
Yeah. And there is a listener to the show that swears that Chuck Yeager is not the first one to break the sound barrier, but it was a Russian woman who did it. I don't remember her name, and it was a couple years ago, but I remember the man's name. I'll just say, "Hey, Dave." That's all I'll say. And you know, you need to let me know about that story again, man, because that was a crazy story you told me. I couldn't disprove it because there's nothing on the internet about it, but officially, Chuck Yeager broke the sound barrier, and officially, you know, Yuri Gagarin was the first man in space, and of course, there's a conspiracy theory to both of them, right? There's always a conspiracy to everything in there. I swear.
I have nothing to add to that one. I'll
That's-
let you.
I didn't realize
That's all
this
you.
was way off topic.
No, I was just saying, you know,
With
Yeah.
Frank, it always is.
no, it wasn't way off topic because it was from a listener of this show. Not way off topic. See? So, yeah, okay, it was way off topic-ish. Not going on, all right. No, I'll concede to it. So moving on. Missy, do you have any stories that you want to bring up?
No, those were the ones that I flared out at me.
So, okay.
I have a question for you guys.
Shoot.
We were debating this pre-show last night. Would you rather an Indy 500 with no fans or hold off on the Indy 500 until 2021?
Missy?
Hold off on until 2021.
Why?
It's not an Indy 500 without fans. It's just an empty stadium with cars going in a circle.
They don't race in stadium.
Whatever.
Just kidding.
Close enough.
It's semantics. I know what you mean.
It's just not an Indy 500 without fans.
Now, are you basing this off of your recent WrestleMania experience?
No.
How could you not?
Although I will admit, yeah, it's not as. I don't know. It's just the fan atmosphere gives it something more, and it's the Indy 500. I don't know. I mean, I would watch it if there was no fans, but it just wouldn't be the same. That was a tough one, but I think my answer would be I would hold off till 2021 until there could be fans there.
Fair enough. Jared, what would your
Well,
answer be?
I mean, I would say if you can't have it by Labor Day with fans, then you shouldn't have it at all this year. So if they can't get it done in August, then I would wait a whole year. I mean, it wouldn't be the first time that the races missed a year, but it's different kind of war.
Well, that's because a war was going on. Yeah.
So, Frank, what's your answer?
Me, I would say hold off to 2021 based off of the WrestleMania thing because I watched about 3 seconds of that, and it's jarring just how absurdly fake wrestling really is when there's no fans there. But, you know, with fans there, at least it gives you an atmosphere and everything else. And let's face it, I mean, motorsport is fun. You know, the drivers are great. The cars are awesome. It's loud. It's fast. It's exciting. But, I mean, let's face it. I mean, you know, the fans make the sport. And IndyCar fans, you know, are some of the greatest sports fans, alive. You know, in the world of sports, I would say IndyCar fans are the greatest sports fans out there. So you take them away from the Indy 500, and it's not the Indy 500. It's just
Yeah. So on top of that, and this was brought up by Jess last night, who lives, about 10 miles from the track. Can you imagine an Indy 500 without fans and people trying to, sneak up like on a fence line? Like the amount of people that would try to do that would cause a lot of problems probably for cops that, are just trying to maintain some sort of civil order. And I'm not talking semantics about whether you should wear a mask or you should not wear a mask. Nothing involved there, just in terms of public safety. You'd have to have like the entire Indianapolis police force and the state police, which then like the rest of the state is like wide open. Like it just, I get why you want to run it without fans. I do, or I know you guys agree with me in this case. But not only that, but if you could run it with 50% fans, I'd go, okay, I think that's probably worth it. But in general, right now, if I had to choose between the two with only knowing what I know now, yes, I completely agree with you guys.
Now, that's interesting with the 50% fans. How would they be able now, like a lottery type system?
Oh, don't put me in charge of that. I'm not making any guesses there. That was just a number I picked out of my head last second when I was trying to give an example.
Fair enough. Okay.
Honestly, I can tell you now, if they do 50% fans or whatever, there will be. That's probably why you can't have it this year, because there will be riots if you aren't picked.
Yeah, you just might as well cancel it instead of doing 50%. That's.
And
It's either all or nothing, and it has to be all.
Exactly.
I just think, if it was a different race, maybe it would be different. But we're specifically talking about the Indy 500, which. It's the atmosphere with the fans being there for the Indy 500. What makes it the Indy 500.
Yeah, it wouldn't be the Indy 500 without the traditions and without 250,000 drunk people inside the facility.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just, and it pains me to say that. Like, I'm not excited that I'm happy you guys agree with me from a purely selfish standpoint, but it's not enjoyable to think of it as a possibility. Now I'm sad. I need a sad button on my soundboard here.
Yeah, it's sad to think no Indy 500 this year, but yeah, I would forego it this year just if there would be no fans. I just don't.
Yeah, you can't do it without fans. They sold all those tickets, all the renewals. I can get it if you don't do it this year. You can just say, hey, you paid for your ticket for 2020. You're already paid for 2021. It's easy. But the moment you have to say some people get it, some people don't, you're going to have riots. You already got the TV blackout in the Indy area. So you'd have to lift that. I wouldn't be surprised to see that get lifted anyways.
Yeah. No matter which way you slice it, whether you do some fans or no fans, there's going to be people rioting because the town of my dog has joined me and he is now very vocal.
It's okay.
That's okay. The cat is now on my lap, just meowing and going through my legs and kept trying to pull my lap. So I'm like, all right. So
no matter which way you slice it, there's going to be people rioting, which is just, if you can eliminate that by saying, okay, there's either no race or it's X, Y, and Z, and if you don't meet these criteria, too bad. That's the only way you can have the race, is if you set some like strict criteria, no confusion, lay down the ground rules and get it running, then maybe. But
I think just the amount of staff you would need to, if you have ground rules about like wearing a mask, and if you're going to be checking temperatures to get into it, who's going to be doing all that? Besides, it would just.
I got to deal with it every day. Trust me, it sucks.
And how do you drink through a mask?
Right? How do you eat one of those amazing pork loin sandwiches?
See, that's where those
Giant
hats would come into play. That has the straws. You could just put it
I
inside
mentioned
of
that on Twitter last week. The moment someone can invent a beer dispensing plastic helmet that also works over your mask, I would buy stock in that company.
Or just wear a full helmet, with the straw and everything. There you go.
Yeah.
And if it's real sunny, get a tinted visor. It gets a little dirty, tear off.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
get an IndyCar helmet. It's already got the straw built into it.
Yeah. I mean, it's only 20 grand.
Not that bad.
Chump change.
Just wait for a driver to not need theirs anymore.
I got Trump money. I'm ready to spend it. IndyCar helmet to go to the 500. That's what I'm saying. That's what we need. I mean, okay. So the selfish podcaster in me says, "Yeah, run it," because boy, is content hard to come by. So, kudos to you guys doing 2 to 3 shows a week, man. Because coming up with content just one show a week has been very trying, to say the least, man. So kudos to you guys. I mean, I would love.
I completely agree. Selfishly, the amount of content you can produce during the month of May or August is, tenfold what you can do in a regular month. So, from that standpoint, yeah, of course I'd rather see it run. But man, there's just so much to consider, and I think I've said this. I don't remember who I said it to, but there's like so much unknown still that you can't even predict or figure out what the right answer is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean it's May 20th, and this is the weirdest feeling, May 20th ever. Because
are you going to watch the Indy 500 stuff they put on NBC? What's that, Sunday, I guess? That's for everybody. They're putting on like 3 Indy 500s. I think there's going to be a Monaco race or 2 mixed in there. Maybe that's over on ESPN. I don't know. There's going to be a big, Sunday day of replayed races and whatnot. I don't remember exactly what it is. I'm honestly not too sure how much I'll be watching. I'll probably get some air on Sunday. I like to stay outside on the weekends, stay busy.
Yeah, I hear you.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, I'll watch some old, I mean, if it's the 92 Indy 500, I'm there.
It's something more recent.
Last year's race.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I'll probably, tune in if for a little bit.
I would love to see.
I don't know if I'll. Yeah, me too. I'll tune in for a little bit for sure, just to, watch it and see what's going on. But man, it's tough to sit down for 3 hours and watch last year's race with everything going on right now.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I'll tell you what though. Going to IMS's shop right now online, you can find a lot of great deals on, Indy 500 May, and everything. And they also have a shirt saying, "Is it August yet?" Which, I mean, you got to get these things because you'll never see them again. And they also have a signature edition, new era 3930 medium large. Heck yeah, Al Unter Jr. throwback hat. So that
is it already on its way?
Oh yeah, it's on this. So it was about $300 of other stuff. I couldn't help myself. I was like, "Ooh, I want that. Ooh, I want that. Ooh, I want that. Ooh, I want that. Ooh, I want that." I need another one of these because it's getting, this hat's getting a little bit less crisp, and I like to, I like to wear a nice crisp hat. Mike knows what I'm talking about. So
I do have a very large hat collection. I have not bought one in a long time though. So, but I mean, I do have an entire drawer full of hats, and then I have about 3 or 4 more that are my yard work hats that I don't care about if they get dirty or whatever. So I don't really have a lot of room to talk on this one and tease you. But I mean, $300 of stuff from the store it's a lot.
Yeah, I got to cut down. Even Even Maxie has something coming for himself. Yep. Maxie's the dog. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. I was like, is that the dog or the cat? I can't remember.
No, the cat's name is Wilson. Willson. Can you guess why?
No, you can't. Can't imagine.
Probably for Tom Brady.
That's it. You've got it.
Can't wait for Tampa Brady.
You mean New England South?
Yeah.
F you pay me, Brady.
He's going to get pummeled. He can't run.
Yeah, but he's got
pummeled. I
Gronk.
can't wait to see it.
Don't stop the Gronk in Florida. Don't stop the party.
Gronk went to
Gronk
Tampa.
is going to have to worry about defending his 24/7 championship belt during games.
Yeah,
What?
he is. He's he's got a wrestling belt.
Yeah, he's the 24/7 champ right now.
Yep.
That doesn't make any sense.
It's just a belt you got to defend 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, like anywhere, anytime.
Yep.
What group of writers came up with
I'll
this?
tell you, I want to see that touchdown in the end zone, and then bam, he gets like.
Someone's gonna suplex him after a touchdown. And be like, "Yeah, take my belt."
He scores a touchdown, and Brock Lesnar comes out and just pile drives him backwards. And just that'd be hysterical. But I really hope that the whole end zone celebration and everything has played itself out. I don't know, but this is an NFL show, so that's my 2 cents on that.
So real quick, but I have to hop in here because Pit Lane Parley duties are calling me in a handful of minutes. So I want to say thank you to everybody who listened, and thank you guys for having me on, and stay safe and healthy. And I will see you guys very soon, I hope.
Yeah,
Definitely,
thanks for coming on.
Yeah, thank you.
Mike, thanks for coming down. And Pit Lane Parley, and the website?
PitLaneParley.com.
You never would have guessed that.
Right on.
Can't visit. Yeah, I know, it's crazy.
Making it easy for the fans to find you, man.
Come chat racing, and hope to see everybody at a racetrack in the nearest future as possible.
I hope so, as soon as humanly possible. Soon, get the vaccine so we can get some 500 going. That's what I'm saying.
I agree. All right, guys. Well, I hope you have a great night and great rest of your show, and thanks again.
Thanks for coming on.
Same to you, sir.
Thanks for coming on,
guys.
Thanks, Mike. Mike Joachim, everybody. Pit Lane Parley. .com.
Yeah.
Really happy he was gonna come on. When Jared told me that we have a guest, I'm like, okay, cool. Who? He's like, Mike from Pit Lane Parley. I'm like, awesome. And then I had to text him real quick. I'm like, you're coming on, dude. That's awesome. Looking forward to it. So, heck yeah. Had a really good talk with Mike. Is there anything else that Mike brought some really good stuff to the show? To be honest with you, I had no idea about the Missy. Did the breaking news that he broke?
No.
Yeah.
No,
Jared?
it was very unexpected.
Was awesome.
And glad I was able to find out about it when I did. Because that
is he still in, or is his his video?
I know. I got hey, there we go. And to transition back to the 3-up shot. There we go. Beautiful.
I don't want the people at home thinking Mike was just trying to play the silent treatment after saying goodbye. So, but definitely longtime listeners remember Mike coming on. It was I think I've talked about how we met Mike. It was over the Chester Bennington thing. Mike put together a Chester Bennington remembrance night of all of us hardcore Linkin Park fans, which Missy and I are. We've grown up with them, and look, if you think of Linkin Park just of Hybrid Theory and say, oh, that band sucks because of Hybrid Theory, you really need to go back and check out the rest of their albums and how they grew as a band, just like bands do over the last 20 years. And the latest album was great, wasn't it, Missy?
Yes, it was. Yes, it was. I was very, very upset.
I mean, we had.
I didn't get to that concert.
No, we had tickets to see Linkin Park at in Camden 4 days before Chester. Yeah, so that sucked, but that was neither here. Whether we had tickets or not, it still was a terrible thing. And Chester, he was always known as the screamer, right? He didn't scream. I would say he screamed 5% of the time in this album. The rest of the album, he sang. He had melody. He found melody. He found and it was inspirational. The songs were inspirational. They were, they were positive. They weren't negative. They weren't from a dark place. You know what I mean? They were looking forward, looking ahead. It just didn't make any sense. Yeah. So definitely, what was the album called? Well, One More Light, I think it was called, right? Or is that the song?
There is a song on the album, One More Light.
Yeah, which is a great song, but I think the album is also called One More Light.
Sure.
Anyway, but just definitely, I mean, with the streaming services that are out nowadays, I'm sure you're attached to one. If you're attached to Spotify,
yeah, One More Light is what it's called.
Just download the album. The whole album's great. And then after the fact, Mike Shinoda, which was the rapper guy, he released an album like a year later called Post Traumatic, which was really good. It was really deep. The whole album was really great. So definitely check it out, guys. And get that old Hybrid Theory stuff out of your head. There's nothing like it. They really matured as. I'll definitely say that. So, I mean, Jared, have you been a Linkin Park fan ever?
Yeah, it was kind of like Hybrid Theory was kind of the soundtrack to like my junior year of high school, and
sure.
I remember Reanimation coming out, and I loved a lot of that. Still do.
What the Jay-Z in there?
No, that was the the mix up. The Reanimation was the remix of Hybrid Theory.
Oh, with the extra 4 songs at the end.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh,
yes.
Was it what was the end? Was it Blackbirds?
No, it wasn't Execution. It was.
I think it was Blackbirds at the end, like Blackbirds.
Yeah, and there were a couple other songs, but like I remember, like they had Aaron Lewis of Stained sang "Crawling" with Chester in the remix.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's
yeah. I mean,
that one came out, and this was in the era of CDs. You didn't. So that's what you listen to. Is you listen to the CD, random loop, whatever, and then
I remember for $10 I got the Marshall Mathers LP, and I got Meteoria, which was
Meteora, their second second real album, I call it.
Yeah, and I got them both on burn CDs from Napster.
I remember buying I can't remember if I pre-ordered Meteor, but I bought the Meteor Deluxe Edition from Circuit City.
What? Circuit City?
Way back in the day, and like it had like a little jacket with like some cover art and some other stuff in it, and I mean to think those were the days when you would buy a CD. and it only held so much music and data on it, and it's kind of amazing how far we've come.
But Jared, get this, man. I'm about to spend $75 on a Dark Side of the Moon vinyl record, right? And I've been looking for a cheap record player because a new one is like $100. But you can find a cheap one for $20 on Facebook Marketplace or something. So I'm basically about to spend $100 so I can listen to Dark Side of the Moon for the 4,000th time in my life, but in 5.1 Dolby Digital, or not Dolby Digital, but 5.1 analog, which is the way they originally recorded it. It's never been released that way. So it's basically, what that means is it's one mic with 5 speakers in a circle pointing at the mic. So, and you get to hear a whole lot of things like you know how on Dark Side, you would hear like people talking at the end and the beginning, and it was like Roger Waters would be asking friends questions. And they would, and he would put their answers on the songs. You know what I mean? In this version, you hear the full, like you hear so much more. Like, put it this way: Great Gig in the Sky is worth every penny of the $100 because of just the melodies that she can hit that you don't get from the version that they released publicly. So I'm about to do this whenever I get an extra 100. I have a few guitars down in the basement, and when I have one, I know that when I sell it, that's the Dark Side of the Moon guitar.
Well, it's nice to know that you already got that money earmarked somewhere.
Oh,
it's already spent. Easy come, easy go.
Well, I got to get it out of my basement somehow. So I need a little bit of motivation.
I almost started rapping Eminem there for a second.
No. Don't stop on my account. Go.
No, I can only rap one song.
Chicka Slim Shady. Come on, go.
Rolling down the street, smoking Indo, sipping on gin and juice.
Gin and juice. Laid back with my mind on Missy and Missy on my mind.
I mean, I can actually sing that whole song from memory without anything because that's the greatest rap song of all time.
Wait.
But I try to. Missy likes to keep this. Missy likes to keep this podcast PG rated, so I will hold off on that.
Yeah.
Come on, Jared, go.
Fine. Please stop.
Okay, I'm sorry. I still remember the whole beat. I mean, well, it's not like it's very hard. I mean, remember the music video and the dogs ate all the burgers from the barbecue, and like the burgers were all red meat. It was so disgusting. They ate their burgers medium rare. Ugh. That's what I took from that music video.
Well, I don't know if we got any other stories. I'm all out of topics of the week.
Hockenheim talks after Silverstone setback. Just released. Probably not just released, but it is on the front of motorsport.com's page. Let me refresh just to make sure I'm not talking about something that happened 4 days ago. Nope. Okay, so what is this? It's F1. We love talking about F1 on this channel. Oh, look at this, 10:03 a.m. So I am almost 12 hours. I'm 11 hours late. Hockenheim race chief says that talks with Liberty Media about it joining the Formula One calendar have accelerated in the wake of fresh doubt about the fate of the British Grand Prix. Of course, it's not going to happen. The British Grand Prix will not happen.
Bugger.
It won't.
It's a real bugger.
Yeah. Now, and why is Hockenheim always the like the cushion that F1 thinks is back there for them to land on in case there's a problem, when every time there is a problem Hockenheim is not there? Remember when the German GP, Nürburgring bounced and they were like, "Oh, it's okay. We got Hockenheim to save us." And Hockenheim's like, "Yeah, no you don't." And what happened that year? No German GP.
Yeah.
So what do you think, Jared? Hockenheim F1 this year, you think?
Nürburgring. Full course.
Nürburgring will not be on the schedule this year.
Only if they have to run the full track, like, the 22-mile one.
You out of your mind? 183 turns? Are you easy?
Yeah, they could do it.
Oh, yeah, they could do. Dude, there's this one turn, right? I can see it now. There's this one turn where a camera pans to it, and all of a sudden, because the engineers are like, we lost contact with our driver since they're 20 miles away right now at turn number 112.
But this is F1. These teams got millions and millions. They'll have satellite uplinks to the cars, and
still
187 different spotters around the track.
Yeah, but I can just see it. The camera pans, and there's 20 cars in a fence because they all hit that. And you know what jump I'm talking about? The one where you know what I mean? The one with the PS4 Gran Turismo.
The one that has all the blood splatter on it.
Yeah, that one. The one that, if you're a spectator, don't go to that one because you're taking your life in your own hands if you do. But yeah, where he hit it way too hard and he just went A over teacups, and that would be every car just launching themselves into a fence, and it would just be a big mangled just mess of cars into a fence, and that would be the end of F1 and the German GP.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I mean, look, time
it's
trial.
F1. I can already tell you who's going to win.
Hamilton.
They don't even have to have the race. I can already tell you who's going to win.
Missy?
Agree.
No, who?
Oh, Hamilton.
Right.
And if not Hamilton, there's an outside chance for Bottas.
Yeah, but that's only when
I know. Like I said, it's an outside chance.
But that's when Hamilton finishes second.
I know. It'll be some Bottas, Verstappen, and Bottas and Verstappen might switch places every so often.
Yeah.
Or every once in a while, you might get
There's a
Charles
reason
Leclerc.
they do that, Missy.
I like Charles Leclerc.
Missy,
he's become a favorite in my heart right now.
Do you know why they alternate Bottas and Hamilton? To win the Constructors' Championship. Just saying.
Okay.
Because it's better to have a Mercedes 1 and 2 than having Hamilton 1 and Bottas 10th or 11th. You know what I mean? You can control the Constructors' Championship. And, teams get a lot more money when they win the Constructors' Championship opposed to the Driver Championship. That's just how F1 is structured. You can thank Bernie for that, by the way. I thought Liberty Media was
young girlfriend had a baby recently.
Who?
Or young wife.
Who?
Bernie. Did he become a father recently?
Oh God, I hope not. He procreated?
Yeah. Maybe I'm pulling that story out of my butt, and I thought I read it though.
Did the baby come out with really crooked teeth?
It didn't come out with any teeth.
Well, it's British, so probably. Ooh, did I say it out loud? I mean, I'm kidding. I'm kidding, Adrian. I'm kidding. Don't DM me right now with the hate. He's gonna DM me with the out there. It is. Screw you, Frank. Your teeth screwed up too. I know.
Oh no, I didn't pull that out of my butt. See? Yep. Becoming a father at the age of 89.
Can we just, stop and think about you and
wife
pulling
is
things
expecting a baby in July. Oh, baby hasn't been born yet, but yeah, he's gonna be a daddy. Still works.
Oh, I would be remiss if I didn't mention. I just now remembered the Better Half Invitational this Saturday iRacing event where the better halves of your favorite IndyCar drivers will be racing.
I don't know what that means.
That Twitter video makes sense now. Don't listen to him, Liz. You don't have to lift. Keep the gas pedal.
Yeah.
Wait. Liz is going to race?
Yes, like Carly Woods is going to race for Hinch. Like all the wives and girlfriends are going to be.
How is Simon's dog going to race?
Simon's married.
Oh, wow, Frank.
I know Simon's
Wow, that's vulgar.
You get it? Did you get it?
I got it.
I know Simon's married. Oh.
Wow, that's a low blow.
I know, but I don't know Simon I don't care. I don't know him at all. We've never exchanged pleasantries once. Have you? You and Simon tight?
I wouldn't say we're tight, but I know. I've talked to him. Like I'll go up and talk to him. I know his engineer Ben Bretzman pretty well. I've talked to him, known him for
great guy.
Years. Yeah, he is.
Ben,
he's an awesome guy. And he's an iRacer. He's a gamer, man. He gets it. So like I said, I know more about Ben than I do Simon. But I do know Simon, and I'm sure Simon would recognize me. He probably doesn't know my name, but I would hope that he at least recognizes me.
But like when it comes to class acts, Ben Brettman is a class act. I have no idea who he is.
Yeah.
Of course you don't.
That was a total lie.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
I have to steal Ryan Terpstra here for this Better Half Invitational. I need to know. I can guarantee you, if Will Power is going to crush a water bottle during the race.
You mean 17? She doesn't just do one through the race. She does 17.
Okay, well, he can crush 17 water bottles throughout the race.
As long as we're not on TV when he doesn't.
I thought it was a funny video, though. Babe, you gotta lift. No, listen to him. You don't need to lift. Just keep pressing the gas pedal.
Wait, what?
He said, babe, you gotta lift.
Oh, you have to lift.
No, you don't.
Yes, you do.
Nah, you don't need to lift. You need to brake for. You don't need to brake.
All right, live right now, Missy, we can exchange seats. I can bring up Indy real quick, and I want to see you not lift on Indy and see you complete one lap without lifting. Think you can do it?
Yeah, sure. You don't need to.
Jared, do you want to end the show with this?
Yeah, but first I need to window capture here. Yes, this one. I'm going to make all of you transfer. It's okay.
I'm setting it up, miss. I'm serious. You star this. I'm setting it up right now.
Okay.
Let me get the
first. You'll have to. Crap.
What happened?
Yeah, I gotta get the audio here. Okay.
Yeah, I'm just.
People,
I'm
this
getting
behind me is going to be.
Okay, Frank, can you stop talking for a second, please?
I'm sorry.
People, this behind me is going to be an absolute disaster. This is dangerous. Got it on automatic, max downforce. I put the driving line on there, so hopefully she can. Straight in the wall. Babe, you got to lift.
What happened?
You got to lift.
What'd you go ooh
Okay,
for?
she got a full lap, wide open. That's good.
What I missed?
Start trimming out now.
Oh, yeah, she can start trimming
Why are you
out.
driving like that?
I'm trying.
I'm telling you, once the tire gets past its slip angle, it's just turning more doesn't help.
I'm trying a different technique.
But yeah,
Huh?
it's our
Playing the video
good friend, Mr. Power.
of Liz.
Shaming his wife as he does best. But
Wait,
yes,
Will shamed his wife?
big shocker that Will would shame his wife over anything.
Oh, shame, not shave. I thought you said Will was shaving his wife. I'm like,
Oh,
where's
God.
this?
No,
go?
please.
What do you mean? I need to see this video.
I just showed it.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Well, I mean, everybody watching got to see it, but apparently not the participants of this show. But it's okay. I recommend everyone check out Will's Twitter here. I'm actually going to retweet this because it's absolutely hilarious. Babe, you gotta lift.
Babe, you gotta lift. You gotta lift. You gotta lift. And sometimes even downshift. Even. You have to downshift even. Okay, Missy. Almost got you set up for you to not lift during your lap at Indy in the new IL 18 with the aero screen. Or is it, I'm sorry, the IR 18 with the aero screen. And here we go, Missy. You coming over? We're switching seats now. All right. You're ready to go, Miss. I got you set up.
And so you're going to broadcast this? We're actually going to see this over the app?
I don't know how, but I can turn my video camera around and point it at the screen.
That would work as well.
Okay. Let me know how this looks. How's that look?
Yep, I can see him. Yep. Well, yeah, Missy, you can do it now.
Yep, there you go. Just be careful because the mic is on a selfie stick that's got a wide base, but it's not that wide. All right, here you go, Miss. Good luck.
Do I need those?
Yep, you need those. No, it's just brake and gas. That's it.
Wait, what's the brake and what's the gas?
Okay.
So no practice. Okay.
No. You gotta lift. Okay, so I'm heading over here. Put her broken earbuds in.
They're not broken.
All right. Hey guys. And away Missy goes. Missy, to upshift is, the right, and to downshift is your left thumb at the top left button because my left paddle broke. Well, it's a Fanatec wheel. Like, remember to follow the blue line, otherwise you get black flag. You're doing good though, Miss. You're doing good. Get out of the grass. All right, now give her all she got, Missy. Now you can get more to the left. Okay, there we go. Now you're on the track, and you're in fifth gear.
I'm really glad I can't hear you in my ear. because you need to be quiet.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Okay, well, she's made it to turn 4 without crashing, guys. Giving you the play-by-play. She's on the front straightaway. Now upshift missed 6th. Right hand. I don't think so. Missy, pedal. No, she doesn't. She's cheating. Missy, I could tell you don't have the floor. Pedal to the floor, miss.
It's the floor, bastard.
Well, okay. Oh, now it is because I can. Yeah, now. Yep. Yep. Is she about to complete 2 laps? Is she about to complete 2 laps at Indy on iRacing? It looks like she is. Okay, upshift. You're in the red. Upshift.
There it is. In your eye. No lifting.
No, please don't. There we go. Thank you. Please don't crash crazily because it'll screw my wheel up and then I got to reprogram it. Oh, thank you. So what does she do? She doesn't matter.
No lifting. No lifting. In your eye.
You weren't.
That was on.
You weren't even in 6th gear.
Witness. No.
She wasn't even in 6th gear.
I was in 5th gear. It doesn't matter. There was no lifting.
Of course, there's no lifting in 5th gear. You don't need to.
I didn't lift.
Jared, do we give it to her?
Yeah.
Here, miss. Half credit.
What?
You get half credit.
Sorry. We agreed no lifting. I didn't lift. We didn't say anything about speed. Nobody agreed. I was in 5th gear. I was in 5th gear. It doesn't matter. I didn't lift. Well, that's your guys' fault. You didn't set any ground rules. We said no lift. That's what outsmarted by the woman.
No,
that's what just happened.
No.
That's what just happened here, boys and girls.
You
I
know
didn't
better.
Lift. I didn't lift.
You know better.
Didn't lift. You guys are wrong. I didn't lift.
You know better than anybody else out there that it is pedal to the ground, top gear until you have to lift.
I guess next time you should make those specifications.
Well, all you got to do is hit the reset button and try it again. Hold the top. Hold on, I got you. Don't worry. Okay. But that was fun. Miss, I just want to say I am proud of Missy for being able to at least, you know what, not for nothing, Jared, you know it's hard. I know it's hard. Doing 3 laps, I think, did you do 2 or 3?
I think it was 2.
Yeah. She did 2 laps in 5th gear. She finally got into 6th by the end of the 2nd lap, and she did crash. So,
and,
congratulations.
That was no practice. I've never done iRacing.
Nope.
Ever. So.
Well, I guess you should go sign up for the Indy Racing experience where you get to drive a old Indy car. Because you'd be able to just do it right out of the box. It's like that. You just push down the gas pedal halfway, all the way around the track.
I'm very proud of you, Missy.
And on that note, you know that I know that Frank and Jared both know I didn't lift. And I think we should put it to a vote.
Well, can we plug?
Still better driver than Frank.
Jared, where can we find your stuff at, buddy?
Find me on realopenwheel.com and here on this podcast every week. You can also find me on the Hot Mic app. Here on the Hot Mic app, I'll be doing live PD every weekend that I can. Having cable installed this weekend.
And I set up a YouTube channel that I am having, them approve us for live streaming, and we're also going to, maybe I got to talk to Jared about it, but we might also be doing Missy is back on track. She's just spun out. Guys. Oh no. You caught it, miss. You caught it. You're fine. You're good. You're black flagged.
You got wheel damage.
Yep. Just hit the right thumb, not that one, the one next to it, and hold it in. There you go. All right. So, you having fun, huh? It's fun, isn't it? Now you know why I do it, right? So at any rate, I guess I'm going to talk to Jared about that. But really liking the Hot Mic. Really appreciate what the Hot Mic guys have done for us. I think Hot Mic is probably one of the best, streaming services for creators out there. If you're not a YouTuber, which we're not, we're podcasters, and I think it's the best streaming platform for podcasters. Well, would you agree, Jared?
Yeah, it's easy to get up and running. They got a great support system there to help you get up and running. It's easy. It's getting easier every day. You learn about OBS, the software that you use. They're actually adding a system on their website where you can just stream with your webcam. You don't even need OBS software. You can do it right through your web browser. It's getting better every day. I'm happy to have found these guys and a good partner for the future. Hopefully
And that's
be able
why
to
we
expand
love
on that.
And you know what? Hot Mic is to live streaming as Podbean is to podcasting, because with Podbean, they have a great recorder on the phone. So while we're at the track, we want to do a record, do anything, we can record real quick. Lapel mics, bing bang boom, and we push out content. It's all about content, right? And it's all about relative content. The most relative content you can get out there, the better. So we always try to give you guys the most up to date, and that's why having Mike on, and again, I can't stress it enough. I'm really happy and proud of what Mike has done with Pit Lane Parley, and I wish nothing but the best and as much success as humanly possible for him, because he's really put his heart and soul into it. So if you guys haven't checked him out, check out Pit Lane Parley at pitlaneparley.com. Thanks again for Mike Joachim to come on.
Real. Yeah, Mike's an awesome guy. It's nice to get to meet someone who's young and eager and just dove head first into all of this and learned pretty quickly. And you say either you sink or you swim, and he's swimming pretty hard.
Yep. And I also want to say, shout out to Phil. He does, it's called Fill in the Blanks with an exclamation point. He's up in North Jersey, another friend of the show, a longtime friend of the show. He does motorsport, but he does all of them: IndyCar, NASCAR, Sprint Car, NFL, and anything and everything sports. So if you like that big broad range of sports, check out Phil. It's called Fill in the Blanks, and he always gives us a plug every show, and we really appreciate it, Phil. So thank you, buddy.
Yep. Thanks, Phil, and we'll see you guys next week. Thanks for tuning in.